Hi you guys, it's Ariana and I am back. I know it's been a while. I've been so busy with work and so much going on. I say that every time. I've made it a goal to try to post more on here. I've been super active on my book Instagram at booknookadi, but clearly not so active on here. So I wanted to change that. The perfect way to combine like what this channel used to be, you know, a bunch of K-pop and when I lived in Korea and things like that. I want to combine it with what I do now, which is, you know, read a lot. I love making book content. You may not have realized, but there is actually a ton of K-pop like inspired, you know, books that have come out. There's like K-pop inspired romance, just K-pop books in general where, you know, it's like idols and stuff like that. So I thought, why don't I, as a K-pop fan, I haven't been super into it as much recently, but why don't I read some of the books that are clearly heavily inspired by K-pop? So I have a few examples here. I have already read some. One actually got a ton of discourse I was seeing on Twitter. It was called Her Ult. And I guess the cover was basically just, was it Intok? It was somebody, and I saw it everywhere, which was crazy because I actually read the book before any of this discourse even happened. I didn't give it a really high rating. I think I gave it 1 star. It's a ton on Kindle Unlimited, but there are also some published ones, which will be the ones we read. For this video, we will read these 3 books that I have not touched yet. So the first book we're gonna read is Soulmates by Susan Lee. This one isn't specifically K-pop. I don't believe he's a K-pop idol. Her ex-boyfriend wants her back. Her former best friend is in town. When did Hannah's life become a K-drama? So it looks like she's Korean American. Her friends are really into K-pop and K-dramas, but you know, she's not as much. She embraces more of the American part of her identity. Her former best friend, I guess, is a K-drama actor. His name's Jacob Kim. He's desperate for a break from the fame. And so looks like there might be kind of a love triangle in this one. People who have been here a long time know that my channel name actually used to be Soulmates. So this one is the perfect one to start off with. It is like the combination of how long this YouTube channel has been a thing. So I think this one will be fun. So we're gonna start with this one. Next, we are going to read the sequel to EXO, which is ASAP. Look at that. I believe this one covers a couple. I liked this couple more than the main couple in EXO, so I think I will really enjoy this one. My roommate's cat is all up on my desk. Plague, say hi. So we will read the sequel and we will see if I like this one better than EXO, which after checking my Goodreads, I gave 2.5 stars. And last, we have Idol Gossip. So I don't believe this one's actually a romance. Let me see. It even came with these stickers. It is a girl group this time. Can her K-pop dreams outshine the rumors? So, one Friday after school, 17-year-old Alice Choi and her little sister Olivia head back to Myeongdong to sing karaoke. She took part in singing lessons, She scouted for one of the biggest K-pop companies, and she's basically just navigating the culture clashes, egos, and extreme training that comes with K-pop. I don't know if this one is a romance. It might have like a subplot. It seems like it's mostly just us following her as she becomes an idol, which I think is fun. So this will be our 3rd book. We will just see, as a K-pop fan, will I enjoy these K-pop inspired books? Okay guys, it is 10:20. You can't see that. It is 10:20 p.m. I got the cat in my lap. He crawled in here. It feels really cold outside. I got the sweatpants on. I got the cat in the lap. Say hi. And we are ready to read the first book, which is Soulmates. Plague, you excited for this book? This is like one of the cuddliest cats ever. Okay, well, I will check back in as I have updates while reading. So, say bye, Plag. We're gonna read now. Okay, you guys, it is Saturday night. I have been reading Soulmates. I got my handy dandy little, you know, a little light. So far, I actually am enjoying this, and I think it's because I can see the drama forming. And I love a book with some drama. So we got the ex-boyfriend, who we do not like. What was his name? I think his name's Nate. We have the ex-boyfriend. Then we have the ex-childhood best friend. They're not friends right now. But it definitely makes you wonder, like, what happened, what's going on. We also have dual POV, which I always love. So I like being able to see, you know, what's going on through Jacob's head, what's going on through Hannah's head. It's clearly not, you know, a love triangle or anything like that. We're not even seeing Nate's POV. We clearly are not Team Nate anyways. I think Nate's just going to be an obstacle for the two of them in the future. It is YA, so it's a quicker, easier read, but I am enjoying it. I got distracted with Netflix yesterday, so I didn't read as much as I should have, but I'm pretty sure I can finish this. It is currently 10 p.m. and we are taking Krista to the airport at like 2:30 about. Jen even made me some food, so I'm going to eat, read, and check in on you guys later with an update. Let's see how I'm feeling about it in a few hours. So it was I completely bodied my roommate's food. Thank you for that. I am still reading the book. We're about halfway done. Heck yes. And this iPad cat is in my room playing on the iPad while I'm reading. He's either playing on the iPad or he's looking at the TV. Kids and their technology. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. You can see right there. And I have just finished the first book, Soulmates. Unfortunately, I didn't love it. I really like what the story set up, but I feel like it didn't really hit what I thought was, you know, gonna happen. It didn't really have the tension I wanted it to have, the drama I wanted it to have. Obviously, I'm clearly not the target demographic because it is out of my age range. This is young adult. But there are a lot of, you know, YA books that you can still enjoy without, you know, being a young adult. But this unfortunately isn't one of them. I think you would enjoy this book if you were younger, for sure. I'm the type where for me to like really love a book, I really have to like the characters, and unfortunately I disliked both of our main characters. Hannah was there's just so many things Hannah did that I was completely like, wow, I do not like her as a person. And Jacob wasn't much better. It just felt like a whole lot of it was just really hard to like root for them when you start to not like them in the first place. This isn't too much of a spoiler because, you know, it says right here her ex-boyfriend wants her back. Her former best friend is in town. When did her life become a K-drama? Blah blah blah. We find out fairly soon that her ex-boyfriend used to bully the main guy, and the way Hannah is continuously defending him, it's just so absolutely hate it. And I can't even understand what would cause you in the first place to date somebody who bullied, who was a bully and bullied a friend of yours on top of that. I just, whether you're still friends with the person or not, I was just like, it doesn't make you like, it doesn't make me like you as a character, which makes it hard to root for you. I do like Susan Lee as a person and a writer. I met her when I got this book signed, but unfortunately I didn't like this one. I liked the name drop better than I liked Soulmates. I guess the last issue I had is that even though it's YA and it's, you know, clearly targeted towards teens and all of that, there is a sex scene, which I don't think is bad to have in YA books. I just prefer that they're fade to black. Even if the characters are like exactly 18, there's just something about a more explicit sex scene that I'm like, ugh. Like, I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't like it in YA. When it's a bit more explicit and it's YA, I'm like, ugh. So I think combining all of that, I would probably give this either maybe like a 1.75, a 2. I love the cover. I love what could have happened. I just feel like maybe about 30% in, it just stopped being, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And it became more of a like, oh no, oh, why did you do that? Oh, you know what I mean? That's my personal opinion for this one. We have finished the first book. I think we are going to read ASAP next. Okay, y'all, new day, new me. Do you guys like my shirt? Books. I was up super late, so I woke up super late. I took some photos for my Bookstagram. I filmed a reel, and I will now read ASAP. Woo! So yeah, this is the second book. We're gonna get started with it. Today is Sunday. I'm hoping I can have this book done latest by the end of Monday, maybe Tuesday. I still have so many more books I want to read before the end of the year. I'm at like 72 out of my 80 book reading goal. It used to be 100, but I had to cut it when November hit, and I have barely read 70 books. So I am somewhat close to my reading goal now. I still have more books I want to read, so I can't take too long on reading. I need to buckle down and get to it. So we are going to start ASAP, and I will let you guys know how I like it. Let's go. It is Monday now, and I am on my way. It is my lunch break. I'm gonna go quickly drop off some mail, maybe grab some food. We shall see. But I want to update what my thoughts on the book are so far. I'm about 15% in. I'm liking it. I'm liking the build-up. I'm liking the clear like tension. Somehow I already forgot her name, even though I was just reading the book last night. I remember the guy's name is Nathaniel. But I am liking it so far. Clearly our female main character is going through a lot, and so I'm interested in how deep we're gonna go into these issues. Is it going to be more surface level, like we kind of hear about it and like we understand a lot of the struggles she goes with, or are we gonna, you know, really dive in deep into any of these? It's also not dual POV, which I think I forgot from Etso Etso. I don't remember if Etso Etso was. It's not dual POV. I kind of wish it was. So I am enjoying myself. But yeah, overall, I'm enjoying it. I want to see where it goes. Hopefully I could get at least like 60% done by the end of the night. Okay guys, I finished this last night, or I guess this morning at like 4 a.m. I just read all the way to the end because I was like, you know what, I need to finish this as soon as possible. Now that I'm looking at it though, it's upside down, hold on. I prefer this one over Soulmates. They feel like they had more chemistry. I liked the plot line better, but I also felt like the pacing in this one was slightly off. It felt so incredibly slow to like hear. Usually I'm the type to annotate my books, and even with this I only did like 2 annotations because not too much happened. She would go on variety shows, she would do like a radio show. It's just stuff like that, and it didn't feel like too much was happening, but I was invested in kind of like where Shorty's family drama was gonna go, where her idol drama was gonna go. So I was interested in that, but in terms of relationships, like it feels like almost nothing happens. I don't think anything substantial actually happens until like, I want to say like here. Like this is when it's like, oh, we're hitting the ground running. Let's tie up every single plot line we've laid down so far. I think a ton of the plot lines got answered within a single conversation with her mother at the end of the book. Like it was like, oh, that blank blank, oh, that blank blank, and I was like, ah, dang, like it just feels like we're like rushing to the end. So because of that, I'm gonna give this like a 3.75. I did enjoy it, but I wish the pacing was a bit more evenly paced instead of like super slow at the beginning and then really fast paced at the end. I also wish there was a bit more stuff happening between Nathaniel and Sori. Maybe they didn't feel like there needed a regrowth, but I feel like we needed to like once again really dive deep into their feelings before, instead of, you know, constantly being told, oh, they used to date. But that is my opinion. I did like this better than Soulmates. I am excited to read Idol Gossip, especially because it seems like Idol Gossip may not even have a subplot of romance. I think it's just straight up like the drama and struggles of being an idol in general. But I guess we'll see. According to the summary that I read, it didn't look like it did. Okay, you guys, it is nighttime now. It is now officially 8:38 p.m. and I have set up my little annotation guide for the book, and then I am wearing my little Snoopy pajamas, and I'm sitting here. I got my Goodreads open. Feel free to follow me on Goodreads. Hello. I have my Goodreads open, and I am listening to queso on the side. I always have to listen to something while I read. I know some people have to be in like complete silence, or some people have to listen to music. I just like having something just going on in the background, but like on low, and then I feel like I focus the best with that. So that's where we are. We are going to start this right now. I like how, because Alice can't understand the Korean, we also can't understand the Korean in this book. Usually a lot of books with, you know, a different language, it'll immediately like translate it for you or something, but this one isn't doing that, which I kind of like, because I feel like we're getting in like her mind on how she feels, you know, becoming a K-pop idol while knowing no Korean at all. Okay, I have finally made it to chapter 3. As you can see there, I'm this far in. I'm gonna keep reading through the night a little bit. I don't know how far I'll get. So far, at least for the beginning, I'm actually liking this more than the last 2 books that we just read. But let's see if it can keep up with that and even grow. Okay, I finished this last night, finally, and I'm gonna give Idol Gossip 4 stars. I actually really liked this one more so than Soulmates and ASAP, and crazily this was the only one that didn't have romance. Like, she had like a small crush on somebody, but that was about it. It wasn't really reciprocated. There was no, you know, handhold, like there was no romance essentially. But this one actually was the best. I think that ended up being because this one was the one that really went into like the culture behind, you know, K-pop idols, like the hardships they have to go through, what they have to deal with. It also, but it wasn't too serious. It was still like interesting. You could tell it was YA, but there was enough drama and intrigue that I kept flipping the pages. She goes through a lot as a K-pop idol trainee, and having her have to deal with that, with her family struggles, with, you know, trying to get along in this new group of girls that already have been training years and years, and she was essentially added to the group much later. It was really interesting, and I like that, you know, we were reading these news articles about her throughout the book and just stuff like that. This one was fun. I would give it 4 stars. I think my biggest downside to it is the fact that sometimes the dialogue was a bit cringy, and it finished really abruptly. We don't really get to see where she goes as an idol after her debut. The book essentially just stops right after their first performance. And I think it would have been more interesting if we could have seen all the stuff that's happening with her group afterwards. There's like some stuff that comes out about some friends of hers. I wanted to see how that turned out. If there was a sequel, that would have been awesome, but there's not, so it felt a bit incomplete and like, oh, I just want, you know, a conclusion. But outside of that, I really liked this one. So yes, out of all 3 books, Idol Gossip is my favorite. So that was all 3 K-pop, K-drama books that I had on my shelf. I'm really happy that I finished them all. I've realized that I think I lean more towards like the drama, hardship, celebrity life angle of, you know, books that like go in with like a K-pop, K-drama aspect, rather than necessarily the romance aspect. A lot of the time I was more meh about it. EXO and ASAP, I enjoyed the romance. There could have been, you know, better pacing and more stuff going on overall. And then in Soulmates, it just didn't hit for me whatsoever. I want to try to read even more. I know there's a lot on Kindle Unlimited. I am kind of curious how those are, but that may have to be another video. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be reading next. I'm kind of feeling fantasy right now. I'm not sure what. I kind of want to read either Phantasma, maybe the sequel to Powerless, maybe my first Brandon Sanderson book. But if you want to see what I'm going to read later, feel free to friend, follow me on Goodreads. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be running a giveaway over there for some special edition books, so feel free to go follow me and check that out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.